Do we know what we're talking about today?
No, we don't.
It's also
I'm
just a
looking at
free
all the
form.
things that I've been asked that need answers, and I don't remember what they are. You have any questions about perfume, Arthur?
One thing you hear a lot from people,
Yes.
is that they just want to make their perfect fragrance. Is there such a thing as the perfect fragrance for a person?
Oh, I tend to think that there is, and I also think it's extremely difficult to make it. Although it has happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's happened not in this written, well, sometimes. Sometimes what somebody wants is something very simple that we know we can make with 2 or 3 materials, and that's exactly what they want, and they're very happy. But actually starting from scratch and trying to do that yourself, I would say, is really quite hard.
Mm-hmm.
And you can make something which is very, very nice, but it might not be what you're expecting when you put the things together in the first place. Have you made yours? Bless you.
No, I don't think it exists.
Okay.
We need to turn that thing off.
Oh, we need to turn it off. Then we can start again if you like.
No, I don't. I think we just...
Even if we started.
Well, you see,
yeah.
I thought before coming and joining the team 8 odd years ago, I sort of always wanted to find what I thought was the perfect fragrance for me.
Yeah.
I knew that it would be ambery, and I knew that it would be smoky and woody and dark, and I would have said musky, but that would have been the wrong word.
Now you know what musk is.
But then I came to realise the longer I spent here, that actually, the longer I spent here, the less I thought that such a thing existed. And now, I think that all there is the perfect fragrance for that day, or for that moment.
See, I was almost going to suggest it was like relationships, but that last sentence, I'm starting to think maybe I don't want to go there.
But I mean a relationship only works for as long as it works.
Yeah, and you can only be in it on that particular day, and assume that maybe you want to be in the same one the next day.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think that's
so it is like relationships.
I think it is. I think it is a bit. It's like, if you have your signature scent and you do absolutely adore it, and the first time you smelt it, you thought, I can't believe that. I've been doing this forever. And it was like that for me with Diorella. And I still feel the same about Diorella.
Mm-hmm.
And then nothing else is quite as interesting. But then you come to think, well, I maybe would like my relationships, my fragrances to be like my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like different ones. And I would go and visit some of them who like playing tennis with me, and others like going to the theatre with me, and so you have different fragrances for different occasions and different friends for different occasions. And then, but it might be that you still at heart you have the one that you tend to pick every day. I met somebody at the weekend because, as you know, we were doing Scoop, which is a trade show, and it's very smart and lovely, and I actually enjoyed it. And the cheese tarts were great as well. But
I didn't have a cheese tart.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The salads.
Yeah, the salads were also
very good. Salads, blue cheese salad.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah, they were different every day as well.
Were they?
3 days. They really care.
Yeah.
You know, they really look after you when you go to Scoop. Plus the clothes. Ooh. Mm-hmm. But so one of the retailers, because it's for retailers to come and choose things, she said that she was in love with this particular fragrance, and it had been discontinued, so she ended up buying the biggest bottle she could possibly afford, like off eBay, and it's gradually it. But when that happens, it's a bit like you have to acknowledge that eventually your grandmother is probably likely to disappear from your life. You know what I mean? It's like you can be very, very, very attached to somebody that you absolutely adore and you can't imagine how you're going to do without. And and life goes on. And I'm not really saying that a perfume is as important as your grandmother. I'm doing an analogy here, but you just think, well, okay, that one is no longer there.
Mm-hmm.
I will have a different kind of a relationship with a different perfume, but it shouldn't mean that you stop looking for it. And this is turning into a film about just being in the day that you are in.
Yeah. It's a day about mindfulness. Living in the moment. What I tend to do is I tend to have I have a team of, because I've got loads and loads and loads of bottles of perfume. Mm-hmm. Most of them have got the numbers 4, 1, 6 and 0 on, but I have on my bedside table maybe 8 out at any one time. Mm-hmm. And I'll just use them on rotation. That'll be my selection thing, and I'll select one of those daily. At the moment it's normally Complicated Shadows. And then, when I start getting bored, I'll sort of go for a different 8. Mm-hmm. And I'll go for a different 8.
People do that, actually. They put that on Instagram. They have a rotation tray. So they've got a tray, and they have these are the ones that are in rotation this week.
But I also find that they do, they really do change by season.
Yeah.
Wearing different things depending on what the season is.
I find that too now. I mean, I have a friend, I actually haven't seen him for ages, called John Besant, who always wears jeans, white t-shirt and denim jacket and dogs. Mm-hmm. And so, except if they have to squeeze him into a suit for being interviewed on the BBC. I saw him on some BBC. Mm-hmm. So, they squeezed me into a suit. But that was him. And he'd managed that spring, summer, winter. I don't know how he did it in the winter, but he did. And that was, it just means you don't have to make very many decisions. Like Barack Obama and his black suit and white shirt. Yeah. If you've got more important things to think about.
Yeah.
Like running a country. You might not want to have to make different decisions every day, or you even change with the season. But if you don't have to run a country and choosing your own perfume gives you pleasure, I think a little rotation is quite a good idea. Mm-hmm. I have it now. I can come to think about it. Mine are sitting on the little chest of drawers at the top of the stairs, and on the days when I do wear perfume, which are the days I'm not going to be making any, then Complicated Shadows is my go-to at the moment. But also I have Court of Ravens on there, and I have Fluffy Lemon Top, and I have SCENTHUSIASM, and
Mine are Complicated Shadows, the Quintus one you did.
Oh yeah, the one I did.
Yeah, that's almost gone. And La Bande de Maban.
Oh yeah, which is out in May.
Which is out in May.
Yes. Yeah. Are we calling it Mukbang?
Mukbang.
La Bande de Mukbang.
Yeah, I think you should call it Le Bang.
Le Bang.
Yeah,
yes.
the bath.
Le bath. Le Grand Bain. I'll get
the big bath.
Yes.
What's the word for? What's the French word for bubble?
Boule.
Le bain de boule.
Yes. Les boules de bain.
Le boule de bain.
It's registered now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Great.
It's officially on the portal as Le Bain de Mukbang.
That's bonkers. That's absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, or the Bain de Mukbang. Anyway, yes, perhaps other people call their perfumes things which are a bit more easy to follow, remember. It doesn't matter. That's not important.
There's a thing. I don't know if you want to talk about being duped.
Yeah, I think came up. Yes, the most ridiculous thing. I mean, we have to be careful even mentioning the word, because if the algorithm picks up the word for taking other people's perfumes and making your own version of them without permission, then the algorithm can shut you down because it thinks you're trying to sell them.
Right.
But yes, what happened over the weekend, I think they've been there a while, but Elizabeth Bowes from Papillon also got in touch with me. Somebody else got in touch with me. Somebody has taken the entire list of everything that's mentioned on Fragrantica that we have ever made. And some of them really ought to come off, because I'm thinking a Curious Essence. We made, I think, 30 bottles of it. A tiny little bottle for the School of Advanced Studies Frankenstein event. It was their living literature events. We did Gatsby, we did Proust, and we did Frankenstein. And I found this old formula, and it's rose and rose geranium, and it had ambergris and musk, so I used the synthetic versions and sort of kind of did a modern recreation of theirs. Tiny little bottles. Tiny amount.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely no way on earth have these people actually tracked
Smelled
down.
it, yeah.
Yeah, and they haven't put them through to GCMS. They haven't actually copied them because they've got something like 190 of ours listed on their website.
So they're just selling them by name, but it'll be whatever comes up.
Entire scam. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Which is probably a word I shouldn't mention, is it? But
Well,
unbelievable. I mean, because they probably get taken down immediately. But there'd be a team of lawyers if they did this for the big guys, you know, the Chanels and Guerlains and everybody else. But if they just copy independent perfumers who can't afford US lawyers, then they can pretty much do whatever they want. But whoever buys these things is just going to get some random fragrance made from probably the cheapest possible materials that may very well last a long time but doesn't smell anything like the ones that we've done.
yeah.
And they just, I don't know if they're doing it for reasons of search engine optimization or I know what. But all the comments on their Instagram are, I ordered this 6 months ago, where is it?
Right, okay.
I mean...
So there isn't even a perfume there? Probably.
No, I don't think so. And they claim that they're just providing a service. They're letting people have things which have been discontinued, so that your favourite's no longer available. And Liz Moore said to me, you know, like, last time I looked, none of my fragrances or yours were discontinued.
Yeah.
These are just all, it's just all lies.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's an interesting... So, copying an aroma isn't illegal. Copying a brand is just... And lying and saying these are discontinued and we're doing you a big favour. That is lying.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, it's fraud. So, it is illegal. But who are going to be buying these things? I think most people have no idea that I ever made a fragrance called A Curious Essence.
No.
And now everybody who reads through the list will suddenly find out that I did. Like they want some. Are people who are going to pay $25 for something or $50 or even, I don't know, I didn't look that closely, for something they think used to cost twice or three times that, would they ever have bought the real one? I don't think real perfume buyers would be fooled by this website.
Yeah.
I think they'd just be outraged by it.
Yeah.
So if you look at it if you look at the big picture, not just directly at what's being shown to you, you could buy this. Do I bother getting angry about it? I'm sort of not.
No, you're right.
It would waste too much space in my brain, I think. I can't do anything about it, except maybe troll them. You know, I don't know. But our friend Simon, he wrote me a great message. I just said, what's the effect of, I think it was like, what level of twattery drives people to behave in such a low manner? What makes them behave so badly? I think just opportunism, greed.
And these companies, they don't tend to last long. You know, they appear and then they'll disappear.
I truly can't believe this one can last very long when they don't even supply the fake things that they say they're going to supply. And I'm going to sneeze one of these. Probably, maybe not. 5 minutes time. Yes. So, yes, that happened. Interesting things happening this week. I mean, partly, is it an honour that somebody thinks that they're going to bring themselves lots of business by copying some of mine that most of the world have never heard of? I mean, at the trade show, people were saying, like, oh, are you brand new? Like, no, we've been going 12 years, but nobody's heard of us because we haven't told anyone who we are. It was quite nice, but the other thing they said was, oh, we love your packaging.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
There we go.
So, Yeah. So to come back to what we're actually doing. Yes. Now that the shelves are. Yes, it's a lot tidier. Paco had been watching Francisco.
Yeah.
Francisco had been watching films, I think we've seen, and he didn't like that the background was untidy, so he moved the entire wall of stuff. But yeah, now we've got these. I feel confident that they'll look good on somebody's shop shelves.
Yeah.
That's why we went out really to the trade show.
I didn't realise it was a trade. It was for trade.
Oh yeah. All the people there they couldn't actually buy it off the stand.
Right.
That's why we had so few things. We just had.
You can't sell things there.
No, it's people taking orders. That's actually Scoop Autumn Winter 2024. So the reason that they were all winter clothes is that because all the exhibitors were taking orders for delivery
there were some lovely things.
Oh yeah, some very lovely things.
I like the trend in autumn and winter 2024 is going to be good, I think.
Yeah.
Nice colours.
A lot of purple.
Lots of fluffy things.
Yes.
And
those dresses, the lonely suit.
Dresses.
The amazing one-off dresses. Yes.
Yeah.
Lonely suit is my project now. I want to just sell enough perfume to be able just to wear lonely suit dresses for the rest of my life. Just such beautiful things. But yeah, that's why we were there, was to meet new shops.
Yeah.
In the UK, because I think there are lots of small retailers, clothing, accessories, who would like just a little shelf of perfumes, but the big brands won't deal with them because they're too small. And so, but it's very difficult for them to actually track down and find small brands. Or you go to a big show, which is all perfume, it's just all really overwhelming. So I thought, if we go to a very smart trade fair for people, independent brands to meet independent retailers, then we can just be the independent perfumer.
Love it.
And so yeah, that's what we spent 3 days doing.
Right there, right by the entrance.
Yeah. I thought that was good.
Right, yeah. Cool.
So that was about, and that's why today's film is just us rambling a little bit, because I have very little brain left after 3 days of trying to be nice to people.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't like being nice to people, you know that. It's just more than one a day I find quite hard.
Yeah, I mean, it's also, it's having to be on.
Yeah. Whereas
Yeah.
Francisco, who came with us, if there's nobody there for him to talk to, he's kind of a bit like, he switches off and there's a person like, boom, and I'm more like, oh, there's nobody here, I can fill up my head with space, and there's a person, I'm on. So I'm fine with people, just, not many at once.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, and we had 16 in here on Friday. Well done.
Doing what?
There are translators, international translators specialising in the beauty and fragrance industry.
Yeah.
And they had been at a conference, and then their Friday was going to the textile museum in what Harry calls Bermondsey. And then in the afternoon they came here to hear me talk about my process.
Cool.
And what we do, so they could ask me anything they wanted to about perfume.
What was the big question?
The big question was, can we smell the Justin Bieber? Yeah.
Well, I've just seen a thing behind you that I haven't seen before. It's called Moon Drops.
Oh, Revlon Moon Drops.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's right on the bottom shelf. At the back.
Bottom shelf.
Middle back.
Middle back. Bottom shelf. Oh yeah, sorry. Wonky. You're gonna smell that. Well, there's a whole story about that, Arthur.
Oh yeah.
You mentioned one word and I've always got a story. That's what my friend Tony Aggie thought was really funny. Before I worked out he was doing it, he just would mention one word to me every time he saw me to see what story I came out with. And then finally he told me what he was doing. Yeah, he'd just walk in and say things like staples and see what I told him. Revlon Moon Drops.
Oh, maybe I have heard of it now. When you say Revlon Moon Drops, it rings a bell.
It's the Guide to la Bedoyere following a woman around in the British Museum.
Oh, right,
story.
And there we go. This is the
It's one of those.
The propellant.
Yeah. It's really mid-century.
Wow, it is, isn't
It's
it?
like proper perfume, this. Lovely bottle.
Wow.
Spiral. Yeah. Yeah. White flowers, like 28 grams stroke millilitres, Revlon. Not a distinguishing mark on it to say what's in it.
My granny used to have there was a bathroom in her house that was just full of soaps that she had collected from all of the places that she'd been. You know, like free soaps.
Yes, sort of free.
This smells like that room.
Yes, it does. Lots of these fragrances were so popular. It's a sort of a chambre. It's an amber, but it will have oak moss in there somewhere, I'd swear, and lots of flowers, lots of big flowers. So yeah, my friend Guy La Bedoyere, that I was at university with, who was my next door neighbour, told me once that he had followed when he was 17. Well, first of all, he was 17 and in the British Library. He's a very unusual person, and he followed a woman round the rooms because she smelt so marvellous, and eventually asked her what she was wearing.
Wow.
And it was this. And that's what inspired the entire collection, The Crimes of Passion, that I crowdfunded in 2015.
Yeah, because that is a bit of a crime of passion, that to follow someone around the British Library.
The idea was to inspire you to do things you wouldn't normally dare.
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't necessarily have to do something bad. You wouldn't have to be, but something that would make you do something extraordinarily unusual for you because it was so gorgeous. So that's how come I still have Moondrops.
That was a very good series of perfumes, The Crimes of Passion. Oh, the apples and pears.
No, that
wasn't
that
one.
was
Be
Four
careful
Mysteries.
what you wish for.
Yeah. See if we can name them.
Be careful what you wish for. How many were there?
7.
I reckon I can do it.
Okay.
Be careful what you wish for. Midnight by the Palace Garden.
Yeah.
Raw Silk and Red Roses.
Yes.
Maxed Out.
Yes.
Oh gosh. Okay, maybe I can't. Hang on. I've always said be careful what you wish for.
The clues in the series.
Crimes of Passion. Inevitable Crimes of Passion. Yeah. Honey.
Yes, Dirty Honey.
Dirty Honey. And the last one, you might have to give me a colour.
I'm trying to remember what it is. Raw Silk Red Roses. Dirty Honey. Maxed Out. Midnight.
Was it a green one?
I don't think so.
This is making for fantastic viewing.
Well, Kyle said that he listens to these to send him to sleep.
Yeah. And close your eyes. Slowly count to 3.
Be in the moment, which is where we were. Which is
are
the only
strong.
place you can be.
You are independent.
Yeah, no, all of that stuff. No, none of that stuff. I don't really like the whole... Anyway, industry.
What was the last one called? Was it... Oh, anyway.
Yeah.
I think it might have been purple. No. It's got. I tend to think of them in the colour
Yeah, because that we used to wrap them in.
Honey?
We've done
Dirty Honey.
Dirty Honey. Yes, okay. Look. Dirty Honey, Be Careful What You Wish For, Midnight in the Palace Garden, Inevitable Crimes of Passions, Maxed Out,
Maxed Out, oh no, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we did, but we did 7. And we are crowdfunding again.
Yeah.
Soon.
You can't talk about that yet.
No, I probably can't. But I keep telling people it's very exciting, and I keep showing them pictures of the House of Burlesque.
Yeah.
So...
It's burlesque themed.
Yeah, it is burlesque themed. So we'll get in the general idea.
Yeah.
But yes, that's going to happen.
Great.
I've not told anybody anything about perfumery, except that there are an awful lot of people out there who try to make a lot of money without putting any effort in.
This is an
And-
interesting thing. That's an interesting thing. Subject to talk about.
Yeah.
A get rich quick scheme.
The get-rich-quick scheme. There, in perfumery, I really don't think there are any. People think there are.
I don't think there are any ever.
Ever.
I don't think
No.
there is any such thing as a get rich quick scheme.
If somebody sets one up, it's possibly somebody else has already made some. By the time you hear about it, it's not possible. And anyway, it's already been done, and it was probably illegal.
Yeah.
And anyway, if you got rich quickly, you're probably going to be extraordinarily unhappy.
Taxed very heavily.
Well, I should hope so too. That no, it wouldn't make people happy if what they wanted was to get rich quickly.
But it's your dad's rule.
Yeah.
It's an honour to pay tax.
It is an honour to pay tax.
I have the same thing with kids' books. People get in touch with me all the time wanting advice about kids' books, and what becomes very apparent when I tell them about the reality of the amount of money that you can make, that you are likely to make.
Yes.
It's very apparent that they all think it's a get rich quick scheme because no one ever follows up. Because there is no money in it unless you are, one of the
Yes, one of the very few.
one of the handful. Yeah.
That 2% of the people whose books are in Waterstones actually make a living out of writing.
Yeah.
And of all the books in Waterstones, that represents probably 2% of the books that have been written.
Yeah.
So,
If that.
Yeah. But I'm thinking the big Waterstones.
Yeah, the big Waterstones.
The one in Piccadilly.
Yeah.
So,
And for every £1 that Waterstones makes, Julia Donaldson, who wrote The Gruffalo,
yeah.
makes 10 pence.
Right. And all the other books, basically, no.
Yeah.
So we've covered. See, that's why I think we continue to talk about the delight and worthiness. No, I've forgotten the word. I've got very little brain left. But the hobby, the reinstating the delight of the hobby, doing something because you really enjoy doing it. And so if you want to write. If you want to make perfumes.
Yeah.
But you don't have to put the pressure on to turn it into a side hustle.
You just, that would hopefully happen by accident.
I think we've talked about it.
Yeah,
because we talked about your photography, didn't we? Because you
Yeah.
decided you want to do photographs because you enjoy doing photographs, but not for money.
Butterwood box. No, that was
that was a mystery. The 4 mysteries were, that's going to be easier.
Up the Apples and Pears.
Up the Apple and Pears, Buddhawood Box, Flora Psychedelica, Captured by Candlelight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well. On that note, I make a lot of perfume. Should we stop? Have we said anything? Oh, it doesn't matter if we don't say anything important. Maybe we'll just never make another film.
We've done half an hour of chat.
My God.
But maybe we should do a focused one now.
Maybe we should.
With some actual questions. But I mean, this is, I think this is a good one.
Maybe it's like Samson. I had my hair cut off and now I could only talk bollocks.
Well, you were doing that before the hair was cut off.
Oh, that's fair. Cruel.